Hi everybody, today I'm going to be reviewing this Sweetheart Overbust corsets designed for fuller busts and hips. This is made by Corsets Boulevard Global. So here's the front, side, the back, and the other side. The center front of this corset is 16.5 inches long, particularly because of the little tabs that extend down in the front here. From the peak of the bust down to the bottom of this corset is 16 inches. The side seam is about 15.5 inches, and the very back of this corset is a little bit shorter at 13 inches. In terms of these circumferential measurements, right now I'm wearing the size 24. The bust area is about 34 or 35 inches, and the iliac crest area is about 34 or 35 inches as well. The very bottom edge here at the lower hip, almost at the lap area, is about 37 inches. So you can see that this corset really does accommodate curvier figures compared to many other off-the-rack corsets out there. The bust area gives you about 10 or 11 inches more space than the waist, and it gives about a 13-inch hip spring. I also appreciate how this corset comes up relatively high in the bust area and curves over the swell of the bust pretty well, and it continues high out through the side of this corset to help control a lot of that spillover that might happen in your armpit area. As well, in the back here, I'm not noticing too much muffin top, and for the profile, it's keeping me nice and flat in the tummy area while not digging into my hips on the sides here. So here's the overbust laid flat, and for the materials of this, I believe there's two main layers. The fashion fabric is this black satin, although you can have it ordered in almost any color satin you wish, and the lining here is this black twill. And this is what the Corsets Boulevard Global label looks like. So it says it's an exclusive design. And this tag says size small, but this coincides with the size 24. This corset has a 6-panel pattern, so 12 panels total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the vast majority of the fullness in the bust area is between panels 1 and 2 here. And then between panels 3 and 4, it gives you a lot of fullness over the hip. For the assembly of this corset, I'm going to explain it using these like little post-its here because it's hard to explain if you're not actually showing it. So here are my two layers. See, this is the satin of panel 1, this is the twill of panel 1, and so you basically put them together. And then for panel 2, say this is the satin, they sewed it down with the wrong side up. This is the twill of panel 2. They sewed it with the wrong side of the twill down, and then they basically folded these ones over so that the two layers of panel 1 are sandwiched in between the two layers of panel 2, and then they did a top stitch right there. And you can see how all of the seam allowances are pushed towards the back there, and then the top stitch secures it down. So this was continued for all the panels of the rest of the corset. So this is what I believe is called the welt seam, which is different from just a regular top stitch, which still shows the raw edge on the underside. So once you have this, what they did was they actually sewed boning channels on either side of that seam. So you can see that it's double boned on the seams and they're sandwiched between the layers. Holding this corset taut and sort of feeling between the layers, I believe that this corset does not come with a waist tape. And here's a close-up of the binding, which is commercial strips of, I think, 1 inch wide black ribbon here. So it's not folded over on the overside or on the underside here. It's just stitched down with a tiny little top stitch on each side because the ribbon, it won't fray on the ends because they're already finished. And additionally, there are 6 garter tabs in this corset, 3 on each side. The Modesty panel in the back of this corset, if I pull it taut, is a little bit over 5 inches wide. I would say maybe about 4 inches of usable space here. It's finished in the same fashion fabric on the outside and the cotton twill on the inside here, unstiffened obviously, and it's secured down with a row of stitching on one side of the corset, so if you don't like the Modesty panel, you can easily remove it. There's also a Modesty placket underneath the knob side of the busk here. The placket itself is about 1 inch wide, unstiffened, finished in black cotton twill, and when you actually put the busk down on top of it, it's maybe a little bit under 1/2 inch wide, but that's still well enough to be able to cover the little gap in between the two sides of the busk. The busk in this corset is quite long. It is 14.5 inches long, and it's a standard flexible busk, so 1/2 inch wide on each side, although when I actually feel this, it is surprisingly sturdy for a 1/2 inch wide busk. It has 8 loops and pins, all equidistantly spaced. There are a total of 24 bones in this corset, 12 on each side. Like I mentioned before, they are double boned on the seams here with spiral steel bones. They are a little bit over a 1/4 inch wide, and they do attract the magnet, so I do believe that they are all steel. And then on the back here, there are 2 1/4 inch wide flat steel bones sandwiching the grommets here, which also attract the magnet. The one concern that I have about the bones in this corset is just by the way that it was assembled together, then it means that one of these bones on each of these seams only has the satin really holding it in. Now, I don't wear this corset every single day, so I don't know how much wear this corset would take before any bones start to pop out, if they start to wear through the delicate satin fabric. So far, I've seasoned this corset and I don't see any of the bones popping out yet. I doubt that many people would waist train in such a long overbust to begin with, but because of the lack of waist tape and because of the way that the bones were inserted, I would use this probably more for occasional wear as opposed to everyday waist training. But say you're fuller figured or heavy busted and you're looking for something to wear for a special occasion, say underneath your wedding dress, you can buy this in either white or ivory or something, then something affordable like this would be perfect. And here's a close-up of the grommets. There are a total of 26 of them, 13 on each side. It's size 00, I believe, finished in silver. It has a small flange around them. They are set equidistantly in this corset, about 1 inch apart. So here's the underside, and you can see the washer is about the same size here. Most of them have rolled nicely. There are a few splits here and there. They catch on the laces only slightly, but not enough that I'm scared that they're going to completely rip out. They seem to be holding in fairly well at this time. And the laces in this corset are more of a round cord as opposed to a flat braided shoelace style. It's long enough that I can get the corset on and off. They glide pretty well through the laces, although I find them a tiny bit more snaggy than flatter laces that are maybe more densely braided here. They don't have very much stretch to them. They are very difficult to break. They hold the bow in place well and they don't slip too much, so they're fine. The price of this corset starts at £47 sterling in the UK, which converts to about $80 in the US. It's available in sizes from 18 up to 46 inches as a closed waist size, and you can opt for certain upgrades, such as ordering this corset 2 inches longer compared to what you see here, or 2 inches shorter if you have a bit of a shorter torso. It's also available in about 16 different colors of satin, but I believe those ones are made to order. However, if you're interested in getting one that ships out immediately, I believe that they have ivory and black in stock. And now for the bust test. So this corset definitely got a 4 out of 4 on the bust test. It extended up high enough. I didn't feel that I was being squished into oblivion. However, it held me in when I was jumping around or raising my arms. So I probably wouldn't do a cartwheel in this sort of corset, but I would definitely have no problem wearing this for a full day or a full evening for a special event and going out on the town. So this concludes my review of this Sweetheart Overbust corsets designed for fuller busts and hips, made by Corsets Boulevard Global. So I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something new. If you did, please remember to click that like button and help support the channel. If you have any comments or questions about this corset, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'd be happy to get back to you or forward your questions over to Corsets Boulevard Global. And I'll see you all later for another video. Bye!